welcome to my workshop. This video is brought to you by Thunder Laser. In the last video we put together this very simple etching or engraving, and we cut it on the Nova 35. But in doing so, after we engraved it, we was left with this gooey sort of mess. Now this is the residue or condensate that has reattached to the wood that's remaining. Now there is two processes that you can use to minimize this, and the first method is an electronic method, and that is within RDworks we can get RDworks to start the program at the front and work back. So that's what we're going to do first. There's, like I say, several different methods, but this is the easiest method and the one that's most widely used, I think. So we'll do that, and we'll do a side-by-side comparison. Okay, so this is the unedited version at the moment. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into the simulation or preview. So we'll open that, and there is our graphic. So we're going to simulate, and you can see it starting off at the top here. Let me just speed this up a little. There we go. You can see it's starting scanning at the top and working its way through. Okay, so we'll stop that. And we'll come out of that. So to change that, what you need to do is come up here to Config, System Settings, and then in here where it says Laser Head. Now this is where the laser, after you have set the start of the job, if you set that to the bottom corner there, and you're going to have to set that area as the start of the program as well, it will start from the bottom of the program. We'll go back into Simulate and start the simulation again, and you'll notice it starts at the bottom here and works its way up. And this little green square here is indicating where the start of the program is. So that is where you set your datum, down in this bottom right hand corner. So we'll go to the laser now and we will give this a try. Okay, so we'll put our piece of material between the IR focusing sensors, and we're going to send the table down just to a lower position. Then we're going to press menu, and the first item that comes up in the menu is autofocus. You just press enter and it focuses. Okay, so we're going to press File, and there's our file. I've just sent it back over. If you notice, it's Thunderbot or Thunbot. You're limited to how many characters that you can put into a heading to actually transfer it over. I'm not sure how many it is, about 7 or 8 characters, and that's your lot. So we're going to enter. That's there. Okay, so there it is. So we're now going to bring the head over and give it a new origin. And you position the head just simply by pressing these directional arrows. So I'll take you over now to the piece of work. Okay, so we're going to move the head over now. And of course, remembering that it needs to be down in this position here. I don't know whether the camera's seeing that. It is. Like lined up there? Yes, we're pretty well lined up there. All right, I think. So I'm going to press Origin to set the new datum. Then I'm going to press Frame. That appears to be all right. So now I'm going to press Start to do this job. Better. It's a little better. It's stopped all the residue from coming onto the, or recondensing onto the wood, you know, behind it, but it's blown it a little forward. It's a little better. Maybe. You know, I'll go and clean this up and we'll see if there's much difference. Okay. Unfortunately, underneath, or the next layer down, because it's actually etched away the you know, the top layer of ply, to reveal a knot underneath in the next layer. But I think you'll agree, although I do notice it's a little tiny bit smaller, but I really don't think that makes any difference at all. It is cleaner, and it was easier to clean off too. Although, you know, it was easier to clean. We'll leave it at that. So it is a better method and a simple process to go through, just by altering the start direction. Instead of starting at the top corner working down, you start at the bottom right hand corner and work back, because the airflow is actually going backwards as well. So if you do blow back down, although it's a very, very low blow, if you blow it back down onto the material, so it condenses back on the material, because that's what's happening, you tend to recut it back off as you're working back. But yeah, it's a definite improvement. Okay, now the third method is what's called masking, and it is exactly what it sounds like. You get some masking tape and you cover the area that you're going to etch your etching in, and you etch the material through the masking tape. Okay, and it leaves it a little cleaner again. And if you're using expensive wood, you know, like teak or something like that, you know, really expensive wood, or wood that is like this actually, because, you know, This is laminated, it's ply. They use all different types of glues and resins in this material to laminate it together. So when a laser etches it away, there's more debris, okay? Because it's trying to evaporate all the glues and different resins that they used to laminate this together, so it makes a bigger mess. I'll just mask an area off, and then we'll do it again and see what that result is. Okay, so it looks something like this. Very simple, but try and butt each line right up to each other, okay, and try not to overlap it, because it does sometimes make a difference. Okay, so we'll put this into the laser and see what it makes of it. Okay, let's go. Okay, so as you can see, most of the residue is ended up on the tape that's remaining, so I'm going to take this off. I've got a little bit of work now to do to get all these bits of tape off, and still I need to get this under water and scrub this out, so I'll be a couple of minutes doing that. Okay, option 3. So there's the 3 options. This is up to down, this one's down to up, and this one's down to up with a mask. Okay, definitely option 2 and option 3 is slightly better, a slightly better outcome. Personally, I use option 2 all the time, actually. Very rare do I mask a job. Only if it's very, very special material that I will use a mask. But there are the 3 options. Each of the options you have to do some work. Third option with the mask, obviously you have to peel all the remaining tape off and even get it out of the lettering, and then give it a scrub. I'll show you the brush I use, actually. You can pick these up at the the dollar shop. They're less than $5, but they're hard bristles, fairly hard bristles, not too hard. And you can sort of get in there and give it a good bit of a scrub, but you still got to be careful. You scrub it too much, and with some of these very fine parts of the letters, you can actually snap them off. So you've got to be gentle, all right, but thorough. Yeah, but like I say, I rarely do I use the masking method, and I normally all the time use method number 2, which is bottom up. Okay, so that's a good start for you with your thunder laser into a little bit of letter engraving. So thank you for joining me for this thunder laser video today. Please like and subscribe, and if you really like what I'm doing, you may consider becoming a patron to my channel, because it is the patrons behind the channel that does allow me to do videos like this. I'm also supported by Thunder Laser. So thank you for joining me, and it's bye for now.